All right, you guys, thank you so much, so much for carving out a short period of time on your busy Wednesday night. We have got a loaded and packed call for you. I'm so excited. Hi, Miss Erica, to kick off with some incredible recognition. Team Win is going to make me get laryngitis going through this list tonight. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. And I am so excited just about what's happening in the company, you guys, and watching the recognition in the 2 to 7-star group, you know, the 8-star and above group, like Isogenics Business, all of our teams. It just is reinforcing over and over, like we are at the right place at the right time. And if you just like pay attention and talk to people, like the buzz is hot, you know. Like I was messaging a girl the other day who's in a salon. She goes, "You are the 7th person today to talk to me about the elixir," which I thought, wow, that's amazing. And then I thought, we got to really keep talking to people fast because we're all so excited. You know, everybody's pumped up and fired up about it. I wanted just to also give you just a teeny tiny little big picture overview of our team call and just kind of what to always expect on them. Because I think people always say, who gets on these, right? Like, who should I be having get on them? It can be anybody. I mean, your customers can get on here because no matter what, they see the community, they see the culture, they're going to get some personal development. But Jess and I alternate every week, and we're trying to mix up, you know, having some big leaders or corporate guest speakers, as like that's a treat that you can be exposed to that. And then also mixing it up that you're not just hearing from me and Jess, and highlighting some rising stars and established leaders on our team, because there's so many ways to do this successfully. And we just love that there's a variety of people. So let's dive right in to some amazing recognition, y'all. And I'm going to start with Team Win tonight. Ashley DeChico, where are you, mamas? Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I saw this 3-star Golden Circle. Welcome to the 6-figure club. That's amazing. Daniela Barrett, 2-star Silver Circle Director. Jackie Kirby, 4-star Golden Circle, 2-star Crystal Director. Kim Eller, Crystal Executive. You guys, Brandy Brokaw, Crystal Executive. Kat Crody and Kelly Emmerich, Crystal Managers. And Sherry Jackson, Manager. And you guys, literally when I told you I could get laryngitis if I read this list, I was not even kidding. I'm not even into the top enrollers yet. 38 new consultants. Are y'all freaking kidding me? That is 38 new people on the Eat for Free program getting their products paid for. And that is a testament of not only your incredible hard work, but you guys are following the systems and you can duplicate. And that's amazing that anybody hopping on is using ATMs, they're using PVC, you guys are using the videos, the groups, the links, and that's amazing. So massive congratulations. And then top enrollers, Deb King, Jennifer, I'm so sorry, Burondal, Misty Bankhead, Brandy Brokaw, Kristen Boquist, Holly Kirsch, Summer Meyer, and DT Larson. You guys, absolutely incredible. Massive kudos. And because I want to say it, and she is not going to ever give herself the recognition, can you guys just like put a 1 in the chat if Jessica Rigner is freaking kicking ass as a top leader in the entire company, you guys. She's so amazing. She's so inspiring. I know how tirelessly she works, and she will praise and recognize everybody else before she takes it for herself. But I have watched this team be built literally from her very first enrollment, and to see what you've created and what you're doing, I am so proud of you, and I'm honored to be one of your closest friends in this company and running mates. So you're amazing, you guys. Blow up the chat for Jessica. I'm so excited. And Team Dreamers in Action. You guys, we have so many people new and consistent on our top enrollers. Lori, girlfriend, you crushed it over Mother's Day weekend and your anniversary weekend. Are you kidding me? Angela Godber, Kathy Vinicus, Dina Ray, Sheila Sands, Keisa Maxwell, Jennie Thompson, Kimberly Howe, Raylan. You guys, absolutely amazing. Those are all top enrollers. We have brand new consultants on the Eat for Free program, and there are a slew of you just literally 1 enrollment away from manager. I cannot wait to give this list back to Jessica next week of the Manager Factory and what you guys are doing with not only getting your team paid, but your people paid. So tonight we've got a lot of fun stuff. I'm gonna interview a rock star on our team because I think you guys can really just learn from people who are doing the do. And then Jennie Thompson and I are going to tag team our topic tonight. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of personal development. So I was so inspired from a podcast this morning. So I'm going to introduce, some of you guys may remember her because she trained in January, right after she hit executive on the call. And some of you are brand new and are like, I don't know who's about to get on the call. So I want to absolutely introduce her. But Emily Sutherland, she went to school where I went to. She's another clinical nutritionist. She's a mama of a beautiful, beautiful baby girl who's almost 1.5. When Emily first did Isagenix, you guys, she literally just came because she wanted to lose 10 sticky pounds before her wedding. She did not want to do anything with the business, was kind of put off by it, was like a holistic whole foodie. But when she came back in 2020, I mean, our first conversation was like, can I really make money with this? Like, is this really a business? Like, can I actually, like, do people really make money? Like, how many people are really making money? I mean, it wasn't even what products am I going to get on? I mean, there was such a different focus and fervor and burning desire. And I've watched her just skyrocket to the top of this company in 6 months. She hit Crystal Executive in a handful of weeks, then has just nonstop been rank advancing, 5-cycle bonus, both times, 1-star, both times. And she just promoted to 2-star Golden Circle. She quit her job. As of today was her first day on her own full time. Friday was her last day in the chiropractor's office working for somebody else. So it's a treat to have her on. But Em, I wanted you to just talk a little bit about your run to 2-star, what that was like with Laura and I chatting to you, telling you could do this, and you were looking at your cycles and how am I going to get there, and just walk through exactly what you did from like when you declared it until the back office closed on Sunday night and you nailed it.
I mean, it's always down to the wire, isn't it? But I declared it. I still have my sticky notes up. I need to refresh them and say thankful for 2-star. Simply, I kept saying, I can do this. And I talked to various different people within the team and got your guys' advice and kind of like, okay, well, reaching down deeper into the team, your help and just like firing up my people. Hey, she's going for this big goal. It is team environment, so much so, because then I had ladies turn to me and be like, all right, I know you're going for this goal. I don't really know what it is, but it sounds exciting. But I'm going to support you no matter what. What can we do to support you? And a lot of it was just, keep doing what you're doing, keep talking to people, keep reaching out. And I did a lot of visualization. I did a lot of, speaking to myself in the mirror of, I'm 2-star. I'm 2-star. I'm 2-star. At the end of this month, no matter what, I'm going to be 2-star. And that was my goal, and that was my drive. And the firing up of the team and then watching what they actually accomplished was like, holy cow, this is even more fun, because then we were running together and kind of fired up together. Being able to reach out and down and seeing who in my downline who was really close to having their auto ship coming out. Hey, would you do this and I'll do free shipping? That was definitely part of it, because and so many people are like, oh yeah, absolutely, not a problem at all. And they were good to go with it, and they were good to help me. And hey, I'm trying to hit this goal. I think you said it right in the beginning when I was especially hitting director and executive. Reach down into your team and reach out to your people and say, I'm trying to hit this goal. Everything and anything that you can do to assist would be huge. And sometimes it's even just checking in and how many people have you checked in today, but yeah, between you and Laura, you got me on such fire and such go. And there was no turning back. I had a lull where it's like, is this actually going to happen? Because I don't know.
Do you remember what your cycles were on Sunday morning? This was not yesterday, you guys. This was a week ago. Do you remember?
Last Sunday morning? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was that evening was 15.
No, but do you remember what they were in the morning?
Oh, I don't know. No.
Okay, so I do. So you guys, I watched this stuff, right? And it was like, we're going for 2-star, and she had declared that. And the Saturday before, one of my closest friends actually had a stroke. And I had said, like, I'm going to be in the hospital like the majority of the day, but you've got this. And we had a plan. She was at 11 cycles in the morning, and she did have a slew of people that were working really, really hard. So Sheila, if you're on this call, Claire, if you're on this call, I mean, you guys absolutely hustled and like made that possible. But the first thing I'll just say that she had was vision. You know, I mean, she saw it, she believed it. It was kind of like, I don't know how or what, but I know I can do it, because she had declared that. The second thing was commitment. And here's what I see happen often with a rank advancement date. And I'm speaking this specifically because I know Erica's getting ready to push. I'm in that thread, and she's like, you know, if her push week wasn't enough, she's like, I'm moving on because I'm going with hot molecules. And if you're not running, like, I'm moving on, you know, and I love that. And so here's one of the biggest shifts, you guys, and I've done it myself, and I've seen it now with hundreds of people in the company, is your commitment. So sometimes on Sunday morning and you're like, wow, I'm really fall off. It's probably just not going to happen. So I'm going to go to brunch and drink mimosas, and in another 90 days, I'll give it a go. Or there's people like Ann White who are halfway to goal on a Sunday. And she said, no, I said I was hitting 3-star, and I'm not getting my butt out of this chair until I hit it. And that was a huge part of what Emily did. And she just said, I am not quitting. I'm not leaving the chair. I mean, her husband helped with her baby. And literally, I mean, that last order went in like 3 minutes before the back office ended. And so much of this business, you plant the seeds on Sunday mornings, and it comes in with crazy momentum in the last hour or two. I mean, I was entering an order, Laura's entering an order, she's on with chat, she's moving a placement, she's entering an order. I mean, that's just how it happens. But at midday, she had been like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen this week. I'll wait for free shipping, or I'll wait for the seasonal. It doesn't, but it was that commitment and that conviction and playing through fourth quarter, right? Like really, truly doing that. And that was amazing. We don't encourage on our team often to be moving up auto ships and everything, because that really skews everything for the whole business. This was like a handful of people that their auto ship was on that Monday, you know, that was like really kind of like bumping that order up a little bit. But one of the things Emily does so well is she gives back to her team. You guys, our company is so generous, whether that's with the leadership bonus, that's with PIBs, that's with the consultant development bonuses. All of that is not the foundation of the compensation plan. That's all bonuses. And she kept saying, I can't do this without you. How can I help you? What do you need? I mean, she combed her tree. Every single person that was close to a cycle, she told them, oh my gosh, Lisa, you're 18 BB away from a cycle. If you go in and order this, I'm going to reimburse your shipping, right? Because all of that adds away, and you just kind of chip away and chip away and chip away at it. So as you guys get in for a major push week, we still have the seasonals. We know that the shipping incentive is right around the corner. To just be so laser focused on, first of all, why you want it. You know, I mean, I know Emily wants to go to the spa day that our team is doing for celebration. I know it was a huge accomplishment before she quit her job. You know, she put it out there to corporate, but that's part of it. The second is to like clear out your schedule and just really, really commit. I mean, you cannot expect to win a championship when you play 3 quarters. And that's what you do so well. And the third thing I just want to say is she's an amazing leader, and she truly, truly is so self-motivated, but she wants to see the success of others. And whether she was like cleanse coaching during the day, answering questions, helping whatever, she still showed up to make sure all of her team members were taken care of, which is why you're just thriving. So you're amazing, and we're so, so, so proud of you. So I'm going to introduce to you guys Jennie Thompson. Many of you know her, many of you do not know her. She's been with Isagenix for a handful of years now. I saw massive, massive growth, which she'll tell you a little bit about during 2020. A lot of it financially, some of it, you know, with personal growth and just the shift of really treating this like a business. But over the last year, I have seen Jennie not only become an incredible leader, she is an incredible communicator. I'm impressed with her social media. She leads a lot of our work it calls. She pours into people. She is so good at naturally sharing this and following up. And I specifically had asked her to hop on and talk a lot about our connecting with social media and doing it online. And I'll close it up with offline. So if you guys don't have paper and pen, wake up right now, stop driving, stop cooking, right? Get a piece of paper and pen, get out your iPhone notes, and you're gonna wanna grab some of this verbiage because she's amazing. So I'm gonna mute Jennie. I'm gonna let you take it away for a bit.
Thanks, girlfriend. God, so much pressure. What's funny is when Lauren asked me earlier, I was like, oh, easy peasy, because I'm on social media all the time. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, I need to start taking notes. Like it's something I do every day, so it comes off very naturally, but I didn't want to miss anything. So yeah, I've been with Isagenix for over 6 years. I went in for the product. I did not want to do the business. And I always shared, because you always share what you love. So I would make maybe 10,000 a year, and that was great, right? Who doesn't want to make an extra 10K a year? But then when COVID hit, I had no money. I lost my business. So this was the only thing I had. And that's when Lauren has seen my growth, because I was always doing 5 million other jobs, and Isogenics is a back burner. And when I focused on this and brought my belief up, game changer. I'm making more money now than I've ever made in my life. And my friends are always like, what are you doing today as they're going to work? I'm like, go to the gym and post on social media. So I'm very thankful. So I'll get into the online stuff. But I think belief, confidence, and consistency is huge when you're posting. I never look at this as selling something. This is a gift. I live and breathe this. So when I post, it's very authentic. It's very easy. When I do my stories, when I do my posts, literally, you guys, I don't take any time on it. It's like 5 minutes the most, because I live and breathe this product. No matter where I go, I'm talking about it. So therefore, it's very easy to put on social media. I only use Facebook and Instagram because I'm on it so much. I don't want another social media. I will go crazy. And, between the two, I have about 8,000 followers. So it's a lot of messaging. It's a lot of touching on people. What I really like is hashtags. I learned this from Trudy Maples years ago, and I'm consistent Monday through Friday. I usually do it first thing in the morning, because then I have all day to love on posts or respond to people privately. So for me, Monday, I do Monday thoughts. I ask a question, and it could be any question. It's not usually ISA related, but it gets people looking at your page and gets interaction. Tuesday, I always do a transformation Tuesday. I know we love our collagen, but I think our nutrition is amazing. And I love showing before and afters of people and where they've, come in their progress. Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. I don't always do an ISA product either. Maybe I want to talk about sleep. Maybe I want to talk about getting some fresh air and taking a walk today, or I'll talk about products. It just depends on my mood that morning. Thursday, I do a throwback Thursday. I'm very goofy, very dorky. And so usually it's like, I'll bring back the perm from 1999 or something, and so that's always fun. And then Friday's a foodie Friday. I personally try to keep corn and dairy out of my house. So again, my recipes are authentic to me. My recipes, I will never put something on there I wouldn't cook or eat myself. I want it simple. I want it helpful for people. And then that way, those are always being posted. And then I can filter in isogenics throughout, right? So I'm not always posting isogenics. I'm giving a look into my life. People want to know who you are, and I'm an open book. I never want someone thinking I'm not authentic, that they don't know me. And I sign a lot of people up I've never met in my life, because I say everything that's going on in my life, whether it be a story or a post. People know I like wine, I like music, I like working out, all the things. So that literally is all over my social media. What I do like as well is I tag people. So whether it's their business, I just did teeth whitening, and and everyone's like, oh man, I love your teeth. I'm like, wonderful. Smiles by Solutions, Shannon, wonderful. Tag her. And everything I do is public. So when I tag someone, thanking them for a gift, liking their business, whatever, they usually share it to their page, right? That's more people are going to follow you. I love posting my location, but I don't always post it. So I live in South Lake Tahoe. People know that follow me. I don't need to post I'm in South Lake Tahoe every day. Not going to happen. But I do it here and there. If I'm trying out a new restaurant, I'll bet you $20 every time I get my hair done. I'm tagging my hair girl. I'm tagging the salon every 5 weeks like clockwork. So I'm constantly getting new followers because I'm reaching out all over the place. I'm also in, groups like allergy food groups, hiking groups, traveling groups. So I always am living on those, commenting. I've gotten a few new people because they posted, hey, I can't have nuts. What protein shakes do I need? I'm like, what? And am I putting it in the comments on that page? No, I like their posts and I go right to their message, and I do a voice message because it's more personal. I want them to know me. And I just say, hey, Rob, I just saw your post. I have something for you. I would love to share it with you. Boom. He was in the UK. Wonderful. And then literally before I could even get him the information, he was like, and if this works for me, I have a ton of people that need this. So I'm like, I was texting Kisa and Cal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my business builder in UK now. This is wonderful. You know, and I have a girl I met in another group. She's in Canada, and we did a Zoom, and she's going through a lot right now. And I just loved on her. And I truly care about her. When someone is on my team, or if they're even just a prospect, I love on them like they're my family. And I want that to be portrayed in anything I post. People can feel it. I don't like cats. If I posted something about a cat, people are going to feel it, right? They're going to be like, she doesn't really like cats. Like, this is so, nah, I don't fluff. I'm very straightforward. I don't think you should use a lot of verbiage. I think some people talk too much in their stories, and I think some people write an essay. I'm going to be honest, I don't do that. If I see that, I usually scroll right past. I don't have time for that. No one has time for that.
So Jennie, I want to pop in here for just a second. So this is so good, and I love it, you guys. And the things that she does, she's branding herself. She's absolutely consistent. She's adding value. Like I tell her all the time, you know, people get really tired of seeing the same shit every single day, 20 different ways, right? Like she really does add value, whether she's answering other people's questions or she's sharing these recipes or tips or things that she's learned, which I love. But then, because I know that we always talk about not posting and praying, and there are people that obviously reach out to you, but you are so good at responding to people that like or comment or building these relationships, especially from groups. And Jess and I mean, we cannot preach, I don't know if that's the right word, but like endorse enough, encourage enough to always have a funnel of people. Like you don't ever want to talk to 10 people 100 times, right? You want to talk to 1,000 people 10 times. And when people say, I don't have people to talk to, or I don't have a big social media following, or all of my family is already in Isogenics, right? I mean, you have been so good at just constantly growing the network. So how can you share with everybody what you're saying to these people, how you go from these posts to actual enrollments, and how you're constantly adding new people or following new people, that you have this flow of people in your pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, number one, I'll talk to a lamppost. So no matter where I go, I'm making a friend, and I will never give my number out. I'm always like, oh my gosh, I just met a girl last week. She was amazing. Carissa, you're amazing. We literally talked maybe 5 minutes the whole night because it was a party. And I said, we need to hang out. I like literally need to stay in contact with you. What's your Facebook or Instagram? That literally, you guys, I do that all day, every day, no matter where I go. I talk them up because I truly like them. I'm not going to ask for them to be part of my business if I don't like talking to them. But you know, it's so when you feel it, I really like them, Facebook, Instagram, boom. And because I'm consistent, they are watching what I'm doing. They are seeing everything I'm doing. And so when they message me, like the other day, I did a bunch of college and before and afters. And this woman messaged me. I'd never met her in my life. And she goes, I need this collagen. And so I did a voice message back because again, it's personal. And I said, girl, yes, you do. It's rocking my world. What information can I give you? I am so simple, you guys. I don't have a script. I literally talk to them like they've been my best friend for 10 years. And so every time I say that, what information can I give to you? 99% of the time, tell me a little bit about it and what's the price. So then I go, I'm going to add you to this VIP collagen group. Then I can tag you in some information. It's a wealth of knowledge. Wonderful. So then they accept the invite. I start tagging. And then I go back to the message and I go, what questions can I answer? And then usually they're like, okay, how do I buy this? What's the cost? Literally, that's how simple it is. When someone wants the nutrition, I feel like that's a little bit more one-on-one. And so I'll answer their questions or ask for their goals all through Messenger. And then I set up a call. I set up a Zoom call. I don't make it weird. I keep it very simple. It's literally that easy.
Okay, so I have 2 other questions for you. One, I would love for you to elaborate a little bit more from like, you're in these hiking groups, you're in these food allergy groups, like how do those become enrollments? Because I think someone went like, oh, I can be in a hiking group, or like, wait, what happens? You post Isogenics in there? Like actually walk through how those new friendship groups become enrollments. Yeah. And then I'll let you do that and I'll ask you my other question.
Okay. So yeah, you can't join a group and then not have interaction in it because that's not doing you any good. So yes, I do love it on the groups. I try to give value or I'll ask a question. So then I'm there. As soon as I have interaction with someone, I friend request them. And then from there, I'll maybe send a quick message, because when you do a message with someone, of course, they're going to see your page more because it looks like you actually know them. So, I'll just be like, hey, Lauren, I loved your post today. This is such a fun group. Great to meet you. Literally, I'm just making friends that way. And they're signing up. I'm not coming at them as they're not a customer in my eyes. I'm truly treating them like I would high five them and invite them to my home.
I love that. It's so good, you guys. And literally, I've watched her do this, and there's so many people that are great connectors. And so it's not the intent of like, oh, if I send this friend request, then I'm sending them an immediate like link to the page or like a link to buy. And there's probably people that she scrolled by and been like, yeah, no, we probably wouldn't be friends. So it's not everyone, but those people you have organic conversations with. And then somehow you start chatting and that turns into like, oh, thanks. Hey, what do you do? Oh, this is what I do. Or they start to see your posts and they reach out, but it's a constant pipeline of people and like-minded people. So I'm in fitness groups, I know that Jess is in like adoption groups and foster groups, and there's so many things out there to find your people. You guys, I told this story on our work call a couple Mondays ago. I bought these, they're super cute little, very inexpensive leather earrings from this thing on Instagram. I saw some influencer post them. I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cute. And I bought a pair. I was like, well, I don't want to buy a lot in case they're crappy. And when they came, almost like the same day that they arrived, I got a text and it said something, your earring should have arrived. Hopefully you liked your purchase. Click here for a review or to join our Facebook group. And I thought, oh, I'm joining this Facebook group. And I joined, and it literally, the amount of enrollments from this earring Facebook group, because it's all women into fashion and beauty, and they're sharing like, oh, I just bought this from that, or oh, I just bought this from that. I mean, who would have thought? And that's this abundant mindset. So you can tell yourself, okay, hey, I'm out of people. I only have 200 friends and I've messaged them all. Or you say, how can I meet new people? Who knew that there was an earring group, an international earring group? And that's what Jennie's trying to share with you. So the last thing I'd love for you to talk about, because Jess taught us this years ago, and it's working for thousands of us, is birthday messages. And even like what just recently happened with your last birthday message.
The last birthday message?
You went into our momentum thread and we're like, oh my gosh, you guys, do your birthday messages.
Oh gosh, that's right. You'll have to remind me. I do them every day. So that's like today, there was like 18 birthdays. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, you might have to remind me on that one. But yes, so I'm very consistent with birthday messages. I literally make friends from these and then they sign up. And it takes 10 seconds. So if it's a female, I am different than a male, because sometimes a male will come back and think you're flirting with them because you wished him happy birthday. I'm like, oh, no. So with females, I always say, hey, Lauren, happy birthday. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're feeling so loved. And I'm sending you the biggest birthday hug from South Lake Tahoe, girl. Happy birthday. It's it. And with a guy, I'll say something like, hey, Chris, happy birthday. I hope you're feeling so special today. And I just wanted to make sure I got a big happy birthday coming your way from South Lake Tahoe. Boom. They always say thank you. And then I always respond. I don't leave it hanging. And literally, I develop friendships this way. And it takes 10 seconds. Yeah, I can't remember which one you're talking about.
I was trying to scroll through our thread to see if you can find it, but he was like a DJ or something. You never know.
Yeah, on the radio. Yes. Okay. So I wish this guy happy birthday. I've never met him, but he's a DJ for radio. And so then next thing I know, my phone's blowing up and people are like, and this is not in Tahoe, this is like another part of California. And they're like, Jennie, he's playing your birthday message online. He's like, shout out to my girl in Tahoe, just wishing me a happy birthday. And I was like, oh, you guys, I'm going to be famous. Sorry, I'm signing everyone up. I forgot about that. Yeah, no. So I'm just very real with people. And, you got to put the time into social media. You can't just put it out there and just hope. Like, I'm touching on people constantly. I have the girl in Canada that I told you guys about. I signed up a guy in Kentucky, never met him. And when he came to me, he said, look, I've been watching you for a year. I know many people that do isogenics, but I like how your style is. You seem very real. And I said, I appreciate that. That's how I want to come off. He's now one of my newest consultants. Like, you just got to be real, guys, and you got to put yourself out there. And I love the messenger because, people like your voice. I don't know why, but they just do.
So awesome. You guys are amazing. Put a 2 in the chat if you are so excited that you learned from Jennie, and put a 3 in the chat if you are committed to joining a new Facebook group and making some new friends tonight. I don't want you to even wait till tomorrow. Like, get off and be like, I didn't know there was an earring group. I didn't even know that there was a hiking group. And get yourself in a new group and make some new friends. Okay. So Jennie, you're amazing. Thank you guys for doing that. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about offline connecting, because they're really, really different. And this is the number one skill, right? After the systems, after everything, it's like you have to be able to talk to people. For anyone who's never read Eric Worre's GoPro book, or it's been a while, reread it, listen to it. It'll change your life. I mean, there's 7 major skills to be a professional network marketer, but talking to people is actually one of them. And Jess and I both kind of had resistance to when Jennie was mentoring us and was like, you have to teach people how to talk to them. And I was like, what? I actually used to get annoyed because I'm like, how do people ever get dates? How do they make friends? Like, what do you want me to, what? I have to teach someone how to talk to someone? I mean, I really was, didn't understand it because that came so naturally. But this is a huge skill set, because there's kind of this fine line of, when do I bring up isogenics? When is it too soon? When do I have 9,000 pen pals that I don't really want to be talking to anyways, and I really just want to talk about isogenics? It can be a little bit of a game, and sometimes people will send me messages and say, Lauren, what do you think about this? And I'm like, what was the conversation before this? And she was like, oh, she was my Uber driver. And I'm like, oh, and now you just hit her with like 18 ping pong balls before she ever bounced it back. You're like, ding, 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 and the person on the other end is like, I'm not sure I'm ready to receive all of that, Or people will send me a message and it's like, well, how do I bring up isogenics? I'm like, how long have you been talking to this person? They're like, oh, like a month. Like, oh my gosh, like that's exhausting, So I get it, and it is really important, but I wanted to talk a lot about the outdoor real life communication, because things are opening up. You guys, I was in a conference last Tuesday through Friday, 41 people, no masks in our room here in Denver, which we've been really conservative. We had to like sign a waiver of XYZ, right? But I went in and everyone's dancing. It was an entrepreneur conference, they're hugging, it's high energy. And I'm texting Jess, I'm like, look at where I am, and there was like a hot second, like I was like, wow, there's a lot of people, like, and you're just not used to it. And then she's like, abundance. And it was, oh, this is like 2019. I'm allowed to just go up and talk to you and hug you and share drinks and all the things. And it was so fun. And it got me so energized. I came home the very first night and I stuffed like 50 goodie bags, you guys. I mean, they came back, every single one had it on there. Like, I asked the event host, I'm like, is it okay if I drop off some stuff? I don't want to like capitalize on your event. She was like, absolutely. You're a VIP host. Do whatever you want, And so I came home and I just had starter bags. So I got those little mesh bags and I had a thing of collagen in there, an Ice of Delight, a hydrate stick, and an e-shot. Now, mind you, those are somewhat pricey goodie bags. I'm aware. I wouldn't necessarily do that all over the place. But I said, I have almost 4 days with these people. It is worth it for me to give them all some of my absolute goodies in these connections. But it was so much more than that. It just got me into a space that has been a little bit difficult because we're in masks, or everything's at your door. You're in a drive-through curbside pickup, and, just not talking to people, that there's people everywhere. So if you were enrolled, and I'm really interested in this. If you were enrolled by like a coincidental situation, like you met somebody at a place that you would have least expect, but that one-time connection is how you ended up in Isogenics. So I'll give you an example. Erica Rothenberger and Jessica met Holly and Joel at a terminal at the airport, right? Like waiting for their baggage claim, not the terminal, right? And if they had not have had that interaction, right, or ended up on the resort, like they wouldn't be here. Like half of this team, right? There's so much wouldn't even be here because of one meeting. Jennie Elo sat next to Kelly Dickerhoff on a plane. I mean, Jessica and I, like every time we flew, I would like text her. I was like, I'm going to sit next to a Kelly Dickerhoff today, because it only happens once. So if you were enrolled because of like a random coincidence, because you happen to be their Uber driver, you were the coffee barista, or you went and shopped at Ann's store or something, and they brought up Isogenics, I want you to put a 4 in the chat. And if you have enrolled someone, right? Like, so Holly would be the 4. And if you have enrolled someone because, oh my gosh, I was courageous enough to talk to them that one moment, you were the Erica in the Holly situation. I want you to put a 5 in the chat. And I want you guys to see. So Jess says, I sat next to Jess on a plane, right? I want you guys, oh, I got 3 4s there. Just to see how this actually happens, because I want you guys to think about what Jess was saying, or what Jennie was saying, that this is a gift. You guys are all on this call right now on a Monday night because Isagenix has impacted your life. You are all on this call because it's fun, because you're healthier, you're wealthier, you have better friendships, you're doing personal development. Like, why wouldn't you want that for every other single person you love and you care about? But some of those people you just haven't met yet. You know, some of those people, you don't even know where you're going to meet them. But I remember really early on thinking, I've got to talk to all these people because I might only get one chance. You know, if I'm never in this time with this same person again, I might miss my Kelly Dickerhoff moment. And then not what she's going to do for me, but the opportunity of what you can do for a burnout, exhausted aerobics instructor of a mom of 3, right? I mean, that's what Jennie saw. Jennie just saw such a way to help her. And I want you guys to remember 2 tiny little like things in your head when you're getting nervous, as like a template, right? Or like kind of like a flow chart of what to do. Eric Worre's is my absolute favorite. I learned this at GoPro almost 8 years ago, and it works. If you are thinking, oh my gosh, I get so tongue-tied and I don't want to verbal vomit, but I don't want to not say anything, it is this simple. And I want you guys to write this down. It is, I'm in a hurry. Okay, like, I'm in a hurry. It gives you permission to get out. It gives you permission to be a little bit terse, as Jessica used to tell me, right? You're setting the tone that you're going to be fast. Then you compliment them and genuinely, right? Like, Jennie doesn't like cats. If she saw a person with a cat, she's like, oh, cute cat, right? She's probably like, make sure your cat doesn't effing sit on my lap, okay? I mean, be genuine, for real, of what it is. And then all you're trying to do is set up a second connection. So like Jennie said at the party, she was like, oh my gosh, you're super fun. We have to stay in touch. She didn't bring up Isagenix even one iota. She just planned to the second connection. Can we connect on social media? So when I get into an Uber, I don't always start chatting right away, because this could be awkward for an hour if you're new and you don't really know what you're doing. I might do it now because I might think, okay, I have 45 minutes to talk to them and enroll them before I get out of the car. But as you're new and as you're learning, right, it can be as simple as right when you're getting close to your destination to be like, hey, I know I'm about to get out of the car, or hey, I'm sure you have another ride, you know, coming up. I just wanted to tell you you're amazing. You know, you are so fun. You have great customer care. I'm always looking for people like you to join my team. I'm always looking for people like you to do what I do. I think you would do great at what I do. You know, something that sets it up that you're not flirting with them, you're not trying to hit on them or that type of thing. So what's the best way to connect with you? How can I reach out to you this week and see if this is something you're interested in? And it might feel super awkward at first. It might feel super awkward 1,000 times of doing it, but it works. It absolutely works. And then you connect with them on Instagram, on Facebook, you text them, whatever you do, just don't give them your number. They won't call. Make sure you have their contact information. You can do this anywhere. So if you remember, I'm in a hurry, compliment and setting that next appointment, it will keep you from fumbling. And there are people everywhere. You guys, there are people everywhere. Now, when you go and get your hair done, or you go get a manicure or a pedicure or a facial, and you have 45 minutes with someone, when you have time to tell your story, right? You have time to tell your story, talk to them about what excites them. That's different than those quick one-offs. And I want you guys to become experts, absolute masters at being able to just compliment, connect, and figure out the next conversation. So certain things that I have done for years and years and years and years, and it was a little bit tricky in 2020, but I'm back to doing them. And they're on the forefront of my mind, which is what I wanted to share with you. I don't do self-checkout. I'm actually well aware of what I already do, right? I can't recruit myself. What do I gain out of doing self-checkout? If I go through the grocery store line, there are people in front of me, behind me, and the person helping me that I can talk to. I can't even tell you how many conversations I have started in the checkout line because either someone awkwardly has commented about how healthy my cart is, right? That's actually always weird, but it's organic to be like, oh, I'm in a health and wellness company, you know? Or I have noticed something in their cart and just said, I hope you don't think I'm overstepping, but I'm really passionate about health and wellness. if you're ever open to learning more, I'd love to tell you about some products that would make you feel better than those ones do and are much cleaner. They're much healthier for you. People don't know what they don't know. They really don't. People don't understand how bad Red Bull and Gatorade or whatever the crap is for them. They're actually really excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I can have better energy and it's not toxic. Yeah. What is it? How do I get it? I mean, they're really, really grateful. So that's the first. I don't do self-checkout. I also rarely like do drive-throughs or like curbside pickup. You know, when you still go through that, like my stepdaughter now has her permit and her favorite thing is to go through the Starbucks drive-through right now. So I'm like, okay, let's go, right? And I talk to the barista. We'll tell her, and she gets then equally embarrassed. I'm like, well, if we're going through the drive-through, I'm prospecting. I mean, this is like our little trade right now if she drives. And so we get to the window and I'll just say, you're amazing. I say, and this is Kathy Coover's line. I'm like, you must make a ton of money doing what you're doing. And she like looks at me like I'm crazy. And I was like, well, if you're open to additional streams of revenue or want to make a ton of money with us, I'd love to chat with you. And she like looks at my stepdaughter and looks at me, you know, I mean, this happens all the time. Or him, it's like, okay. And I said, how do I get a hold of you? What's the best way on social media, right? And it can be that simple. It can be super, super quick because I haven't been into a gym since March. For anybody who knows me, and I'm a fitness freak, and don't confuse it that I'm not working out, but I have not been into a gym since March, partially because they closed down and partially because I still can't wrap my head around hot yoga and a mask. I'm like, I think I'm going to stay in my basement on the Peloton. But that was one of my favorite places to connect with people. I would go in early, right? I would leave a little bit later because these are like-minded people that you're just friending. And I want you to remember something that's super, super important about this. You must be the energy you want to attract. So when Jennie's talking about, I'm so excited, you know, and this is a gift and I don't feel like I'm selling and I eat, breathe, walk, ooze this out of me. I mean, that's how Holly is. That's how Erica is. That's how Anna is. That's how Ashley is. That's how Brandy is, Stephanie, Laura, Sherry. I mean, it's so genuine. I mean, that's why you see these people constantly on your top enroller list because it's who they are, right? But if you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to think I'm selling something. They're going to think it's too expensive. They're going to think I'm in a pyramid scheme. Guess what you're going to get over and over again? You're going to prove yourself right. And the others, if you're having a bad day, right, you're a little pissed off or you're looking a little tired or looking a little ragged and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a part of this amazing, you know, health and wellness company. You wouldn't sound like that. And like, we have this industry disruptor and I'd love to talk to you. There, it's like, no. Right? Like you're just going to be a little skeptical, but when you're so excited and you're so enthusiastic, people just want to be around that. You guys, Brandy crushed the call last week, crushed it. And one of the biggest takeaways is just how excited she is and enthusiastic. You want to be around that. So when you show up somewhere, you're going to go to a wedding, you're going to go to a bridal shower, a birthday party, a bachelorette party, you're going on vacation, you're going to be on a plane. Life is happening again. To just be able to be like, what's going on? How are you? How's your day? Oh my gosh, I've got to tell you what I'm up to. You would be amazing at what I do. You know, I mean, to be able, look at that. She hit Crystal Executive with just under 3 weeks. Are you guys freaking kidding me? I mean, that is just fervor and passion and excitement. And that is what we have to be able to do. But so when you're talking about where you're going to talk to everybody, you have to be that energy. You have to be congruent. You have to be excited, and you can change your state like that. So if you're having a piss poor day, well, you better just switch it before you walk into the gym, before you walk into church, before you pick up the phone and just be like, no, not today. I'm slaying, I'm paying this forward and I'm recruiting the next Brandy into my team right now. I'm recruiting the next Ann, the next Kristen, the next Kim, Eileen. You guys are all absolutely amazing. And so when you guys are out there and you're talking to people and you're feeling like, I don't want to be weird, I don't want to verbal vomit, when do I bring it up? I want you guys to truly, truly just remember that you're in a hurry, compliment, and you are just setting up the next appointment. I went out to eat more last week during the week because I was at this conference for lunch than I have in a very long time. Do you guys have any idea how many people's contact information I have from sitting at the bar, sitting at the person to the left, sitting at the person to the right? My husband wasn't with me, so I didn't have to pay attention to anybody, right? The people at the bar, the person that was like bussing my table, the hostess. I mean, I was like in heaven being like, oh my gosh, I can talk to all these people in like real life, you know? When I was at the conference and I would just say, hey, I know we're here to write our craft talk, but you're amazing and I want to share ideas with you. Plus you'd be amazing at what I do. What's the best way to get a hold of you? This morning, you guys, I pretty much gave myself carpal tunnel because I texted all 40 of those people because I'm staying in the forefront of their mind. And I'm doing the same thing. I know you're super busy. I'm complimenting them. I just want you to know your talk about your story as a little boy at the library was freaking amazing. Like, I want them to know I heard them. Every single talk, I took notes about them so I could be genuine. Hey, your talk about your husband taking his life, that was heart-wrenching. You were so courageous to do that. I've also found people like you that are so influential, want to leave people better than when they found them. I have a hold of something that you could take to the moon. When do you have 5 minutes to chat with me? And I was just sending out the messages. My calendar is more full today than it has been since the week we launched the collagen, because I'm following these simple steps, right? I'm in a hurry. They're in a hurry. I'm respecting other people's time. I'm complimenting them, and you're just leading up to the next appointment. And from that point, you have more time to tell your story. You can follow the systems. You can send the video, use our Facebook groups, do an ATM. That's a whole different call in the systems and things that we've really been drilling in. But I want you to be so excited that the world is opening up. And I want you to just see opportunity. And I want you to really hear me on the next thing I'm going to say to you. You guys have no idea how blessed we are to be in a company that is thriving and that is exploding. When you look at the percentage of the income that is up for leaders in this company, I will tell you, 2018 was a little tough in Isagenix. 2019 was like, wow, we better innovate, and we better innovate fast. And we were in it, we were in the trenches, and it wasn't always rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, right? But when you are truly honest about what's happening right now, there's a layer of grace you want to have, because we have empathy for who's been hurt, right? 2020, Isagenix thrived. 2021, like, holy moly, what is even happening? But everybody's not in that same situation. But I bring that to the forefront because you better freaking hustle right now. And if you're sleeping in the season, you are missing it, because we have everything lined up with technology and systems and the quality products, and people begging for this. People are praying. They will do anything to be a part of this. That when you start walking out and going, see opportunity everywhere. Walk around like literally the golden ticket, Willy Wonka of nutrition, of beauty wellness, of money, of hope, and give it to the freaking world, because they're so ready for it. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is I listened to this amazing podcast. Jennie and I are in a group with 3 other people, and we listen to a podcast Monday through Friday. We all have different days of when we send it, and we give our takeaways. Some are better than others, right? And today's was awesome. And I'm totally losing his name, John Azarath. If Jennie, drop it in the chat if you can still grab it. Drop it in the chat, you guys. This one was so good. I love Evan Carmichael. A lot of times he does these famous people's top 10 takeaways. And every once in a while, you just hear something. When you've been in personal development for a while, everybody says the same thing like 100 different ways. And then you get like, whoa, that was really good. But he was talking about the fear of goal setting, because immediately there's our minds say, oh my gosh, if I don't hit that, and we worry about being a failure or not being good enough or the rejection or everything else that could possibly be happening. And he said, you have to work on rewiring your subconscious brain to believe something different. So if you've ever been significantly overweight, I have, so I can tell you this, and people will tell you to say like, I'm so thankful and grateful for being skinny, and you're walking around like borderline obese. It's like your brain is, this doesn't fit, right? You can't be like, I'm so thankful of being skinny when you're carrying 50 extra pounds, right? Because your brain is like, no, I'm not. And what he taught and what I absolutely loved was to say, hey, I recognize that this is who I used to be, and I'm so thankful and grateful for who I'm becoming. And you fill in the blanks on that. So I am so thankful and grateful for the experiences that I've learned with unhealthy food habits. And I'm so excited for becoming the most fit and healthy and strong person I've ever been. So I want you guys to think about how you can apply this to your business, right? I am no longer the person who procrastinates. And I am so thankful and grateful for taking massive inspired action into my business. I am no longer the person whose business is stuck at XYZ cycles. And I am so thankful and grateful for doubling my cycles by the end of the Q2, right? I mean, you literally can write out these statements. I am no longer the person who makes excuses to reach out to people, and I confidently and effortlessly reach out and recruit with ease. Do you guys see how you can do this? I mean, I just immediately thought, oh my gosh, I have to tell them this on the team call. Like I listened to that part 3 different times. And I think that Jennie put it in there. She told you what it is. If you look that up, John Azarath, do this to deactivate your limiting beliefs. It was so powerful. It was so, so, so good. And so I'll leave you guys with this as we're going into some massive, massive, massive weeks. First of all, thank you for edging out a teeny bit of your time on a Monday night to be on this. Emily, thank you for sharing your tenacity and your courageous heart and just how vulnerable you are and how convicted you are and how passionate you are, because you show what's possible for people. And you guys, I'll just tell her, and I'll tell you what I tell her all the time. I said, don't ever forget where you came from, you know? And there's sometimes she's like, oh my gosh, they don't want to order 100 BV and they're going to lose all this volume. And I said, we had that conversation. You too, at one point, thought you had enough product and didn't really care and didn't want to order 100 BV. And I said, just always remember where it started and what that because that little bit of empathy and that ability to relate to people is huge. And Jennie gave some freaking mic drop golden nuggets on authenticity, on consistency, on branding, on being genuine. And if you're not following her, go look at her page. Go look at her page for the last month and you will see everything that she's doing and her genuine engagement and the way people love her because who she shows up in the world. You guys, Jennie's a yellow, if you know the color code. And I always say, like, she helps me so much because whenever I'm like the drill sergeant, I'm like, oh my gosh, she makes this fun. I'm so glad Jennie just popped in there and reminded me to have some fun today. But truly, there's people everywhere. When you are worrying about what to say, you're worried about yourself. So get out of your head and into your freaking heart and show up on what you can do for somebody else. Stop thinking what people can think about you and only focus on how you can serve them, how you can bless them, and what you can do for them. You cannot go wrong when you lead with your heart. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It just has to be powerful. So have a wonderful Monday night, you guys. Go make it great. Congratulations on all the rank advancements, all the enrollments. We'll see you guys in a week. And better put May 24th on your calendar. I will just tell you that, May 24th, don't miss it. We will max out the lines. He's incredible. Start telling people now, May 24th, don't miss that call. Night, guys.